This is Mr. AB. Please, if today is your first time watching me, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe so that you can see all the content. Today we are going to look at how we can able to evaluate exponential, or if you're in the UK, India, China, and all that, they call it indices Africa. And then we will talk about growth or decay. So we have our first question here. F of x is equals to 2 to the power x. First of all, you have to know that f of x is the same as y. And the general exponential function is a times b to the power x here plus c in case you have an asymptote. Most of the questions that we are going to look here, they have asymptote of 0, so the c will not be needed in this situation for now. So here we see the rate to be 2. So that means the initial is 1. And if that is the case, this is a growth because the rate is greater than 1. So it's a growth. Here they have asked us to find f of 5. That means x is equals to 5. So wherever we see x, we just replace it with 5. So 2 to the power 5. And 2 to the power 5 means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And that is 32. So f of 5 is 32. Okay, let's look at the next example here. F of x is equals to 1 over 4 to the power x here. Okay, so here realize that the rate is less than, so here the b is less than 1, so this is a decay. So we have been asked to find f of 2, which means x is equals to 2. So wherever we see x in the given question, we will replace it with 2. Go to the power 2. And that tells us we are 1 of the power, so it will go here and it will go here. So 1 squared over 4 squared. 1 squared is 1 and 4 squared is 16. So that means f of 2 in this situation is 1 over 16. Let's look at how we can also able to find or evaluate with a graph before we move on to more of evaluation of expression. So here they want us to find f of 1. We know that this is the y, and y is the same as f of x, and this is x here. F of negative 1 means x is equals to negative 1. So negative 1 is here. And now what you have to do is we have to trace it until we are going to go negative 1 here until we hit the exponential curve. We are hitting it right here. This is the best hit. And then we trace it here. And the answer is 8. So here f of negative 1 is equals to 8. So we want to find f of 2 plus f of 0. This is y, and y is the same as f of x, and this is the x here. So f of 0 means x is equals to 0. Then f of 2 means x is equals to 2. So f of 0, we trace it until we hit here, and it's a midway between 4 and 2. That's 3. So f of 0 is 3. F of 2, this is 2. So we also go along that vertically until we hit that, and that trace all the way here, which is 12. So that's 12. And therefore, f of 2 plus f of 0 is equals to 12 plus 3, and that gives us 15. And here we have been given 6 into parentheses half to the power x here. They want us to find f of 4. But before then, let's talk about growth or decay. Here, this half here is the rate, is the b. And since the b is less than 1, this is decay. And that the 6 here is just the initial, that's the start. This is where the y is going through. When we get to the graph, you see all that. As we talk about the characteristics of exponential function. F of 4 means wherever we see x, we replace it with 4. So here we got 6, and we got half to the power 4, which means 6, half 1 to the 4, and 2 to the 4. 1 raised to the power 4 is 1, and 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is going to be 16. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. Every number is over 1, so 6 times 1 is going to be 6, and 1 times 16 is 16. We divide both sides by 2. We want to simplify it, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that's a simplified form. Okay, so here it means that wherever we see x, we just replace it with 1. We get 1/3 times 5 to the power 1 times 5. Every number is over 1. So 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 1 is 3. And we are done. And here, since the rate is bigger than 1, is a growth. Right, so here we have been given f of t is equals to 2 times 1 over 3 squared t. And they were asked to find f of 1. So here, before we can talk about growth or decay, we have to evaluate this one first. So do more. 3 squared is 9. And then we can bring all of it here. And then here we can talk about this is a decay because it's less than 1 is a decay. And then we're looking for f of 1, which is wherever we see t, we just replace it with 1, and that make it even much easier. And that will give us the same, so it's going to be just 2 over 9. So f of 1 is 2 over 9. Let's look at this last one. So here is going to be a growth because the rate is greater than 1. So it's a growth. Let's find f of, so wherever we see x is that. We have to rewrite this as 1 and 1. 5 times 5 times 5. That becomes 125. So f of -3 is that. Please subscribe if today is your first time or you have not subscribed. Subscribe and stay blessed. Bye bye.